Hi there. I'm here with Freya. What's your last name, Freya?
McFarlane.
Freya McFarland. And we're both in the Tao Tantra teacher training program right now in Thailand. And Freya led us in a beautiful blood shrine opening ritual. And as I started talking with Freya more, we kind of both have this common experience of being guided by the wisdom of our higher selves in our wombs to return our blood back to the earth. And so I was really excited to learn that this is actually part of Freya's heritage. It's part of her ancestry, and she's connected to it. So I'm here with Freya so she can tell us all about it.
Yeah, thank you, Stephanie. Thank you for inviting me to talk about this. It is something I'm very passionate about, and something, which, as Stephanie said, has been handed down to me through my family. When I was 22, yeah, I had.
Let me project a little bit.
Okay. When I was 22, I had a really powerful experience when I was staying at my mom's house. I just suddenly felt like, I've got to go onto the land, and I really needed to just bleed onto the land. And it just came through me really suddenly. And I went up, and I was wearing this long floaty skirt, and when I sat down on the earth, I just suddenly experienced this huge bolt of energy shooting up through my yoni into my womb. And the message was really clear that when women return their blood to the earth, there will be peace on earth. And as I lay there on the ground, I could just feel the energy mounting in my womb, and tears started to roll down my face as what I felt was so powerful. And when I went to bed that night, I could feel my womb kind of churning around. When I woke up the next morning, I had a message on my phone from my auntie. She said, it's time for you to come up to the red tent in the community and see what we're doing up here. I was completely blown away. I went up there to see her, and she's just sitting there strumming her guitar, singing very feminine songs. And I tell her the story, and suddenly it just feels all very connected. And ever since then, it's really been a journey of unveiling my own connection to the earth, to my own womb. And my blood have become my spiritual path. And I learned later that my auntie in California, Karina, she has been offering her blood to the land for a number of years, and she has created these beautiful bloodstones in the States where women and communities will offer their blood back to the land. And I found out that there is a bloodstone in Glastonbury in the UK, beautiful sacred site, and that her and my other auntie would often go there with her daughters and bleed onto the land as well. So this is something that I've come to realize is very connected in my family. I know my other auntie Maggie, when she was in New Zealand, they uncovered a bloodstone in the water and then brought it back into the community and then reintroduced the bloodstone. So as I understand from my family, this is something that goes back through generations, and it feels very instinctive for me to be bringing this work more out into the world. I know Karina's also very passionate about doing this. It feels very powerful when you really mark a spot in the earth and you put a stone there, and then women of the community are offering their blood to the same point, because it creates an anchor through the earth to allow for that energy to transmute back into the ground. So I'm really trying to encourage more women to consider bringing these blood shrines into their communities. It definitely links the sisterhood and creates a stronger bond, creates a stronger sense of identity within the community if you're offering your cycle back to the earth.
Can I just ask you a question? So, in this blood shrine opening ceremony, we actually were invited to pour our blood onto a stone. Now, when I was guided to do it, I had been making like these medicine wheels on the earth, and I would make them everywhere I would live. And then the voice would come as, put your blood on the earth. So I would instinctively go and put it in my medicine wheel area. So can we just talk a little bit about like, you know, like putting it on a medicine wheel or putting it on a stone? Like, it sounds like a stone is kind of more traditional around the UK.
From what I understand, the stone is the traditional aspect. It's definitely what my aunties have spoken about, and I'm interested in going a step further and actually creating geometrical patterns within the ground and using specific stones to create a vortex to allow the power of the blood to go deeper. I haven't done that yet, but it's definitely up there on things that I want to do to allow the force of that to be anchored more fully.
So you could have like a stone in the middle of a medicine wheel kind of thing. Yeah,
that would be really interesting.
Yeah, that would be really cool. So where are you planning on making these? Is there like a special PowerPoint, or like what's your vision?
I know that I'm going to be creating one with a sister in Connecticut called Amanda, and her and I have been talking about working together and doing blood priestess work. So that will be probably the next place. I create one for a community in the States. Yeah.
So I've been dreaming about starting a community as well, and when I ask my higher self what is one of my highest purposes, the answer I get is menstrual farming.
Oh wow.
Which is women returning their blood to the land that is being used to grow food.
Wow, yeah, cool. Actually, one of my best friends, she was dating a biodynamic farmer a few years ago, and he would often ask her, can you donate some of your menstrual blood because I'd like to offer it to the community farm. So that is something that people do. Yeah.
And then I imagine like if you had a stone, that would be a beautiful place to do ceremonies and rituals.
Absolutely.
With women maybe who are just starting to menstruate.
Absolutely. The power of the stone is immense in my experience. So when you start to offer your blood back to the earth, you're creating a cycle between yourself and Gaia. So there's all sorts of healing opportunities. So if you have difficulties, cramps that come up, you can really ask for the stone and the power of the community and the power of the offering to take that back. It can be a spot where you initiate yourself with your first menarche, and it can be somewhere that you can keep returning to even when you've stopped your cycle of bleeding and you've gone past your menopause, to keep connecting in with your own power and source of the feminine. That's something that really nourishes me, the thought that my blood has actually gone on to specific stones and I can keep connecting in with that stone even when I one day stop bleeding.
So we've had quite a powerful experience because our bloodstone shrine is in a place here where we're doing the training at the base of a beautiful tree that's growing on a large rock. And do you mind if I share a little bit about
Oh yeah, go.
Vibrating? Okay, so I believe, you know, as Freya, one of Freya's teachers in this training, can really feel that a lot of Freya's power is is rising inside of her, and sometimes it's like it's extraordinary and it's intense. And Freya came to me one evening when she was on her moon cycle, and she was like, I'm vibrating. And because I'm so sensitive, intuitive, I felt her, and I started feeling the same feeling she was feeling, and it was like a very super high vibration. I could feel it through my entire body. And then I went down the next day to the area where the blood shrine was, and as I got closer to the tree, I could feel the same vibration coming from the tree. So I just wondered if you wanted to talk a little bit about that, because that was extraordinary for you as well.
It was a really powerful process. I felt like I was vibrating at this frequency that I had never experienced before, and it was all centering around my womb. So it felt as though my womb was suddenly going deeper down into the earth, and the tree was taking me there. And the the images that were coming to me were so strong. I was getting these powerful images of women in capes and lots of offering and loads of energy, and it just felt like I was being penetrated by the earth, by the trees' energy in an extraordinarily orgasmic way. And this is something that has happened to me, not quite like that, but orgasmic energy does come up inside my womb when I'm on my moon. I used to get really uncomfortable moon cycles when I was in my late teens, but I transcended through that by recognizing that it wasn't pain that I was experiencing, but an intense sensation. And then when I would give myself space and really allow it, really learn to ride it, then I could go into these incredible states of ecstasy through my moon. So yeah, it just feels like a very different version of that.
Yeah, so that's interesting that we could transform. I just want to make sure it's still recording. Yes, we can transform what we call pain into this kind of concept. This is something that was introduced to me as well by Freya, a concept of intense sensation, and then getting kind of like in touch with that sensation, and then feeling it shift to more orgasmic energy.
Totally. I actually have a blood shrine, which I set up wherever I go, and on that shrine, I have a stone, which I actually got here on Koh Phangan about 2 years ago, over 2 years ago now. And Koh Phangan, if any of you aren't familiar with this island, is made up of loads of clear quartz. So the island is supercharged with this lunar energy because quartz absorbs this lunar energy. So it's a very feminine place. I've got this quartz, and I put some of my blood onto that stone continuously throughout the months. I'm supercharging it. And the power that I get from offering my blood continuously to this stone, because I save my blood and save it in a little bottle, drop bottle, putting a bit of blood on it every day sometimes, is really powerful. And creating a blood shrine is something that you can do anywhere. You don't need to be in a community that have already taken that step. You can take it on for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so what seemed natural and made sense to me was that I would take the blood that I was bleeding during my moon cycle and offer it to the earth or offer it to a stone. But then Freya also introduced me to the concept of preserving the blood, as she just mentioned, so that she can actually offer it even on a daily basis, so after her menstrual cycle is already passed. So do you want to talk about maybe how you preserve it? Or
Yeah. I mean, first of all, one of the reasons why you would really want to save it is because it's creative life force energy, and it is a direct manifestation of your own power, which you can access. And witches and priests and tantrics and alchemists have been using menstrual blood for centuries to access power, to harness the power of Shakti. So it makes sense for me that I would save it. So I use it for intention setting. If I'm doing anything in my day that needs a little bit of extra power, extra attention, I use my blood to really boost it. And the way that I save it is that I put a little bit into a glass dropper bottle. My bottle is blue, but you can get it in brown. Just make sure that it's not clear. And I add a little bit of water, usually spring water if I can get a hold of it, or anything that's not from the tap really. And then I use a little bit of essential oil. The essential oil is really important, so that it helps to make it smell nice. I use tea tree and rosemary and sage. Those feel really nice, but you can also use rose. Rose is really lovely if you want to keep connecting with the heart. And keep it in the refrigerator as much as you can, really. That's how I preserve it. And it doesn't smell bad. People think it smells terrible, but when you add the essential oils and you've got a bit of water in there and it's being refrigerated, it's fine.
yeah, so this that's something that I hadn't touched in on, was one of the main reasons, aside from putting your blood back to the earth, is so that you can pray with your blood, and that it's really powerful powerful thing to use to pray with, or as Freya said, to set intentions with. So you're using this very powerful fluid, this creative fluid from the body to pray with.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really powerful, and you can engage with it with sisters or with partners as well. So I'm very lucky to have had men in my life who are really open to sharing that with me, and witnessing it is really a powerful thing. So my partner is very aware of me committing to this path, and will often support me if I'm in a strong process, or like rub my lower back, and he's drank my blood, which is an incredibly powerful alchemical offering, and we've done some blood magic as well, so where we mix the semen and the blood together, and I gather it in a copper bowl. Copper is the perfect alchemy for blood and semen to mix, and then you can offer it back to the earth. I give it to him to offer.
Oh.
Is so divine.
Wow.
I'm really blessed to be able to share it.
So it's such a positive way to transform all of the negative, everything that we have around our menstrual cycle, to see it as this powerful tool that we can use on our own, or in our community, or in our relationships, to pray and to offer to the earth, and then the end result is peace on earth, which is like...
my womb and my blood are my strongest spiritual teachers. They are my own personal vibration that can tell me exactly where I'm at. So in the first day of my moon, that's when I really focus on, okay, what am I letting go of in this cycle? Because I'm a cyclical being. I'm constantly in a journey of coming through one cycle into the next. First day, I dedicate it to what am I letting go of, and I just allow my womb to show me. I don't try and get all analytical about it. I just let it flow. And then I offer that up to my shrine, I pray to it, and I allow it to be released. I'm also very connected to the rose lineage, and use and harness the power of the rose, allow the nurturing vibration to hold me as I'm entering into that. Rose is a very expansive flower, and it allows me to open more fully within my womb. And then on the second day, it's all about, okay, what am I calling in for this next new cycle? What am I wanting to nourish myself with? How am I wanting to grow and expand and learn from this last cycle that I'm leaving behind? So it's constantly going through this death and rebirth process, but really anchoring it within this very yin space. Within our culture, we've let go of the need to enter into our blood cave. And for me, it's become one of the most important things that I do with myself as my own practice, to go back into my yin space, to honor myself, and to go into a retreat. And sometimes my moon is so strong that I feel like I'm tripping. I'm in such a deep meditation with myself, I can't do anything practical. And it's because I've allowed my body so much now to enter into that deep state of yin and relaxation and introvertedness that now my body won't allow me to go out there too much. I've overridden the system too much it just settles.
It's a really, really powerful time. I also allow myself to take a menstrual holiday when I'm bleeding.
I like that.
So I cancel appointments. I allow myself to, in fact, when I do shamanic healing, my power animals will not let me go and do work on other people. If I'm menstruating, they say, get back up there. This energy in this time is for you. So, yeah.
Sometimes I actually take it as a silent day.
Yeah.
I don't talk to anybody. I just get my journal out, do lots of drawing and writing. I do menstrual paintings as well, which is a really powerful way to allow the creativity of the blood of the womb to express itself.
Wow. I have really done that before, and I've done some face paints with blood moon. with moon blood as well, and taken pictures of me with my blood moon all over my face.
Wow, yeah, powerful stuff.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just like get it all on my hands, and in the shower I'm just like, I just hold my breasts with my blood. And it feels so primal. I feel so connected to this like ancient warrioress, and I feel like I could just do anything. Because I think now that I know more about Tao breast massage, and think like maybe I've been connecting in with some old ancestral knowledge there of like bringing the blood to the breasts.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything else you want to talk about, or?
I don't think so. For now, I think I really want to encourage anyone who's watching to just give yourself that time and just see what's there. There's so many womb initiations and womb teacher trainings and ways to enter into this work, but the truth is no one can actually tell you how it can be done, because it is really a self-practice and a self-understanding and self-development. There's loads of things that we could probably say and share, but your womb has all that knowledge. Your womb has all the space. So just take yourself into nature and allow the voices, allow the energy to start flowing through you, and that's your number one teacher. Anyone else is just giving you tips, really. Those tips are great.
Yeah, absolutely. So trusting the wisdom that is flowing through your own womb, ladies.
Yeah, I think we're at a very, very special time because more and more women are waking up to this knowledge. So there's a stronger and stronger community building out there. We're not alone. When I first started this work 8 years ago, I didn't tell anyone for like 2 years that I was drinking my own blood. And now I feel like I'm meeting so many women who do it. It's great, and I can share that. So I'm really happy. I'm not alone.
Yay. Let's bow to the wisdom of our womb. Thank you so much, Freya.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.